Hello, Nick Masuda here with Golfweek.com. I'm here with Dustin Roberts of the GCAA, and today we're going to unveil the 10 semifinalists for the Ben Hogan Award 2012, presented by Baird Private Wealth Management. Up first is 2011 finalist Patrick Cantlay, coming off an amazing performance at the Masters that saw him take low amateur status.
Yeah, obviously Patrick's had a great year. Obviously he was low am at the U.S. Open, a finalist at the Western, a finalist at the U.S. Amateur. He had that great stretch run where he played well in all those tour events. And also in this year's finalist, since it takes into account everything from last year's Hogan banquet, was his second at NCAA's and his win at last year's regional. He also has 2 top 5s in this year's collegiate season.
Next up, the other 9 guys, never been a finalist, but all of them great golfers. Right. Blaine Barber from Auburn.
Yeah, Blaine Barber's a guy who just over the past couple of years has been a model of consistency, but especially this past summer and this current year. He has 5 top 5s this year. He's only been outside of the top 20 one time. And on the amateur side, he has top 5s at the Southern and the Northeast, and he made his match play at the USAM.
People in Fort Worth are going to be pretty happy right about now. Julian Brunn from TCU makes the list.
Yeah, a freshman there at TCU. He has 3 wins this year. He won at the Turning Stone Tiger Intercollegiate, the John Haight, and the Insperity ASU's Augusta State's home tournament. He's only been inside of the top 20 one time. In the amateur golf this past summer, he finished in the top 10 at the European Amateur.
And now we got a pair of Longhorns. A couple guys who probably aren't shocking anybody by making this list, but the first one being Dylan Fratelli. Yeah,
Dylan Fratelli's probably been the most consistent guy in college golf this year. He has a win, but he just has so many top 5s, so many top 20s, 4 runner-up finishes. His worst finish this year has been 12th. And then he also had a very nice summer as well. He finished in the top 3 at both the Porter Cup and the Trans-Miss, and made the second round of match play at the USAM.
And probably the biggest name, even though he's a freshman, that Texas has, and maybe in all of college golf, is Jordan Spieth.
Yeah, Jordan's really had a great year. He has 3 wins as well. Isleworth, Emory, and their home tournament at the Morris Williams, where he actually tied with Dylan Fratelli. He has 3 more top 10s, and this summer, he made match play at the Western quarterfinals of the USAM, and he also won the U.S. Junior.
Another guy who just played the Masters, didn't make the cut, Clemson's Corbin Mills.
Yeah, Corbin Mills really kind of burst on the scene last summer when in back-to-back weeks he won the U.S. Public Links and he won the Players Amateur. He also finished 4th at the Palmetto last summer. He made match play at the USAM, and he has a college win this year as well at the Jerry Pates.
University of Washington's also going to be pretty happy today. They got 2 golfers who made the list. First one being Chang Sung Pan.
Yeah, he's another guy. He has a college win at the Prestige. A lot of guys who have won tournaments this year. He has 3 of their top 5. He's only been inside of the top 20 once, and he tied for second with Holly and made semifinals at the Western Am.
And a guy that I might think that is the most underrated college golfer is Chris Williams.
Yeah, Chris Williams has really been on a tear basically since last summer. He qualified for the U.S. Open, but since then he's won the Pacific Coast Am. He's won Sahalee. He medaled at the Western. He made the second round at the USAM and the Public Links. He also has a win this year at the Kickor Husky Classic and at Bandon Dunes.
That's a lot. The Pac-12, they're well represented on this list. Last of being Patrick Rogers from Stanford.
Yeah, Patrick Rogers, another guy, won the Porter Cup this summer, really kind of elevated his status. I think everyone knew he was a great junior player, but that's really when he kind of solidified himself on the amateur scene. But he also made the quarters of the USAM. He made match play at the Western. He had top 10s at the Northeast, the Players, at the Patriot All-America this December. He also won his collegiate debut at Olympia Fields, and he has been outside of the top 10 just once this year and been outside the top 20. Excuse me, he's been outside 10 twice and the top 20 just once.
And this list wouldn't be complete without a player from the University of Alabama. They're having an outstanding season. Justin Thomas leading that way. Yeah,
Justin Thomas is another guy who won his first ever college tournament when he won at the Carpet Capital. He also has won at Puerto Rico. He has 4 top 10s. Also this spring he won the Jones Cup on the amateur side, and this past summer he tied for 10th at the Dogwood.
You know this list well. What stands out about this list, and how maybe is it different from any year in the past?
Well, I think one thing, Nick, and you kind of touched on it earlier, is, you got a lot of guys that have a lot of wins in this list. Obviously every week when you tee it up, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to win the tournament. But also you have a lot of consistency with this group. You don't see a lot of bad finishes. These are guys that bring it every week and play at a very high level.
So we're going to see you back here soon. We'll present those finalists on May 10th. And for now, I'm Nick Masuda. This is Dustin Roberts, and that's a wrap.